Homeowners, how do you afford to pay for renovation? With everything so expensive, a small reno can cost $20,000. I am curious to see some anecdotal sharing on this matter. Did you have cash lying around, or did you take out loan, or some other ways I am not aware of? It's crazy. I just accept to live in slightly worn and dated surroundings. Necessary stuff gets done, however. You wait years, put money aside, and then you cry a lot. Simple. DIY FTW. We put it on the lock, about $30,000 for a midline kitchen. We were refinancing 6 months later, so we put it on the mortgage and paid off the lock. Home renovation. Buy 15 years ago so your house triples in value, and take a small helix to do renos. I got quoted $20K to install chain link fencing. Couldn't believe it. I started learning how to do it myself on YouTube and am slowly doing it 10-foot segments at a time. Costing me $2K in materials and time. I'm not in a rush, so I do one piece a week. Will take me a few weeks, but don't care and enjoy the work. Save money and then renovate. I took out some TFSA investments and had some cash in. He says $50,000 in total to pay for my renovations. Judging from a lot of boomers around me. Helloc baby. Learn how to do everything yourself. Videos. Reading. Education. If another human does it, so can you. That's what I do. And every time I worry I can't, then that tells me I haven't read enough about it or watched enough videos. You can do anything you put your mind to. I have a Reno budget account that automatically takes money from my checking account every month. That, and I mostly DIY. DIY projects and having a high income savings can be helpful. This is what a helix is actually for. Do it yourself. Just finished building a 8x7 garden shed. Built a deck in 2021. Next project is a complete basement reno. I completely renovated my entire home, one room at a time. We are doing this right now. We are just taking a helix and will convert to a second loan. Is it expensive? Yes. Do I have time for DIY with a toddler and stressful job? No. Does my spouse have time? No. Will we make the money back? We hope so. I don't. Every day is 1984. We bought a house well below our means, so we have extra money every month. Hire someone for gas, electric and plumbing rough ends. Don't move any load-bearing walls. Everything else is YouTube and DIY. OnlyFans. No one has 20 grand laying around. Things get done slowly, using your own labor, piece by piece, paying cash for materials as you go. You won't even remember what it looked like when you started. It's really affordable and fun when you do it yourself. Just budget for skilled trades when absolutely needed and only for specific tasks. We couldn't refinance due to how tiny house is, so we are putting on lock. Purchase plus improvement incentive for FTHB. Up to $40K for renos, have to be quoted and then have the work done, and they release the funds, get stacked into your mortgage. I'm going to assume 50 of homeowners entered market over 12 years ago and now have over $500K in equity. So helloc. Mix of DIY and aggressive savings. Sold my motorcycle and do the work myself. Every day I thank the universe that working in the trades is part of my past. My father-in-law and I do all the home renovations. It's extremely expensive to hire a contractor, and my Phil has built houses, so I pretty much do what he tells me and follow along. Sweat equity. I do most of it myself. I've been doing my house one room at a time, one paycheck at a time. The only way is to do it yourself. Either I can fuck it up or I can pay somebody else to fuck it up. When I was buying, I did a rough estimate of how much it would take to do things I thought the place needed, and then only looked for places I can afford to buy or renovate. Did less than I planned, of course, because the pandemic hit, but got the important stuff done. Home equity line of credit. Leverage the equity in your property and make interest-only payments. Then refinance the debt into your mortgage. Are you using the renovations to create your forever home or create value for when you plan to sell? There is zero damn reason to take out a loan for a renovation. I just moved to nicer house. I hate renos. Hellac. We'll make it up in a few years when I sell. Remember, your house is an investment. Spend to increase value. Anything that does not increase value is a vanity project. Knew a guy who spent $50,000 on beautiful stairway. Sold his house year later, money was wasted. Stairs did not increase price of house. We save. I've pulled some money out of my TFSA as well. No borrowing for us. Cash. I do it myself, and extremely slowly, as much as I can afford at a time. It's very mentally taxing. I paid for bathroom with lock and paid it off over a few months. Other renovations like our basement, deck, landscaping, we did ourselves. My parents save money, buy things they want on sales and do a lot of the work themselves. Repurpose what they have and get other stuff done by professionals if necessary. We saved up my when we depleted that we put the rest on the lock. Within 4 months our mortgage renewed and we rolled it in. Edit to add I acted as the general contractor and designer. We DIY'd what we could husband framed in the walls, and we leveled the floors ourselves. Just banking as much money as I can. No major renos needed, do as much as I can myself. Although we'll have to start thinking about windows soon. I'm not planning to live in my home beyond the next 5 years, so I have no major renos planned. My brother lives with us for $750 a month, which we try and put back into the house. I'm also lucky to have lots of friends in various trades. We just did a massive backyard renovation for one for the cost because friends helped us out. Saved a ton, got lucky with some work issued stock and then a medium-sized Hellac to finish it all off. Take loan. Simple. I try to DIY everything I can. When you remortgage the house, you pull out extra. BMO Mortgage Cash Account. Your working renovation afford to pay it all affordable. By not spending $20,000 on it. YouTube. You have Hellac. Loan's simplest thing in cost of living in house today and everything there isn't much left behind there's save as long as they're safe. I bet you in $20. You loan incline anyhow they work isn't simplest ideas even longer if then time valued this interest rate stay safe before but shady shoulder of June. They jam it on their Hellac and pray interest rates won't crush them super sad and true in a lot of cases. As other have mentioned you can save a lot on money doing it yourself. It might be a bit expensive the first time around having to buy tools, etc. but it's cheaper than paying for labor. Plus tools make it an easy and simple affair to do small handyman jobs around the house. You can also rent tools, or join tool sharing clubs programs. We put a lot of money aside for such an occasion. All in credit cards. And once I'm done I cut them up so the loans get cut up with it. Simple, buy a new build. Save up for it. My parents always used to give me the back in my day we sat on milk crates until we could afford furniture speech. Well damn it, there was a lot of wisdom in those speeches, more than I'd like to admit. Paid a contractor to renovate the entire house for $200,000. House was already paid for, so took out a Hellac loan to cover the cost. DIY and don't buy a fixer-upper just to get in the housing market. Pay cash. If I don't have cash I can't afford it. This is of course for elective renos. Since mine isn't an old house, I haven't had any critical renos required. If one came up and I didn't have cash, I'd probably pull bare minimum from Hellac I suppose. Borrowed the $250K to fund the full home reno and then refinanced and repaid the loan.